Okay, Geoff. We've lost 4-2 at home to Tooting back, and there's no disguising it. That's a big blow for the hopes of getting in the playoffs. It's quite a tough. 4-2 is maybe not reflective of the game. We came quite close to equalising it 3-3, and they scored the fourth on the break. But what sort of went wrong? You never really got going. Right?
Yeah, good point. I think first 15, I think what's worked well for us over the last sort of few home games, or not few games, since the start of the year really. Home games, we really like to start sharp. But we couldn't really get going, couldn't really get our passing going. They set up with a mid block, and we sort of struggled to sort of get sort of our patterns moving really. I think, and that's credit to them. Sometimes you have to give credit to opposition. Their sort of game plan was to sort of stifle us, and that's what they did. And then there was a flurry of sort of set pieces at the start. So again, it's a slow start. So we're just trying to really get going and sort of find a way and assist them. That we can sort of see a weakness in them, and because we knew previously before they played similar to how they played. When we played them away. But then I think we sort of established sort of like getting the ball wide quite quickly, getting the ball into the pockets where Julian can pick it up, and then sort of we have the through ball, and that's how we sort of scored away from home. But today, yeah, we couldn't really get going, and then we've conceded sort of on the counter.
Yeah.
Again, this sort of like it's our mistake. When you're in that sort of scenario, it's very important, especially when you're on the sort of edge of the box and the counter is there. The last thing you want to do is play a square pass, that gives the opposition, evidence to sort of to run. Really, I always say in those sort of scenarios, you got some options. You can either play it wide again, so you recycle. You have a shot, even if it goes hopelessly over the bar, it doesn't matter. It's out of danger, or you just, as I said, you just clear it. But we didn't do neither, and then, so back against it, got back into the game, and then. Yeah, we just really didn't win enough duels. Again, I always say sometimes with these sort of games and where the pitch is, where it's slightly a bit wobbly, we need to sort of win your first and seconds and then find an effective way of playing. And we just really couldn't get going. And so that was the frustrating part. Then we get ourselves into the back of the game. Obviously, Jack's made a great save because don't forget that was a vital time. So we're coming at half time. You do think, okay, cool, maybe it's our day. Regrouped, changed a few things, went to more of a double pivot, tried to go a little bit more direct because we were getting caught in midfield too many times. And then we were starting to play a little bit, start the second half, our rotation was starting to work, and then we've let ourselves down, we've had a sin bin and we've conceded at the wrong time. And it's systematic of similar games we've had previously in the season where we've conceded at the wrong times or just let ourselves down with a little bit of ill discipline, because the ref did speak to us beforehand. So really, it's up to us, really, and that's obviously the senior players on the pitch to sort of manage that sort of situation, because like I say, in the ascendancy, and then all of a sudden down to 10 men, they had the impetus with them to go and try and exploit that for the next 10 minutes. So it's disappointing. We knew, players was a tough ask in terms of us having to put this run together because of our form previously. So in general, our form at the start of the year has been good, but it's not been enough considering what happened before. So we put ourselves under this sort of amount of pressure. Big game Tuesday. So, that is I wouldn't say it's our season, but it's the biggest game of the season, should I say. So we want to at least take that momentum of, if we can get into a final, then just have a big go at it for the last sort of 7-8 games or whatever's left, and just see where we are. But yeah, you would thought on paper, beating Brighton Ropes, that would have been the toughest out of the sort of a lot of home games we had. So that's where it's a big downer, but we've got to raise them up. As I said, it's a big semi-final. It won't be difficult. We know what Meridian like. They're very tough. It's their season. They've got nothing else to play for. So yeah, we just got to raise it.
Okay, there's not a lot else to say, and I think you've covered most of the points, and it's on to Tuesday. Just any positives you can take out? The second goal was a nice
well, it's a good
coming on.
Yeah, Jake again making another impact, which is good, and I think, as I said, his notion of being sort of the traditional sort of winner, on the right side, going on the outside, it's a big asset for us at the moment, especially at that time of a game. And obviously Louis with a great finish as well, composed finish. And, as I said, we nearly brought it back. We'll have obviously a few more players back for Tuesday that are away today. But But yeah, there's not a lot of positives to take from it because, like I say, we've sort of been outdone really just by a little bit of endeavour, and just a little bit of know-how from them in the right areas. I thought their centre back was good. Their midfielders, they didn't really play through midfield, but they did what they had to do, and that's what I said to the players at the end. It's sort of like when things are not going right, we need to continuously be as a team, not play as individuals. Because what was happening was, we're starting to take too many touches, and because we're not in the game as much, we're sort of trying to complicate it. And really and truly, it's a game where you just need to, as I said, try and get our wingers, our players, with ability in those sort of danger areas as soon as possible. That's what we need to do. If we're starting to take too many touches in here and we're getting caught, because again, if you look at the third goal, it's a square pass. Do you know what I mean? Jack's made 2 outstanding saves again. But there's only so much luck you can have. But that's our own undoing. Because at 2-1, you still get a draw out of this game. It's something you take out from it. Second half performance, but all the goals really, as I said, is all our undoing. And like I said, we just got to learn from it very quickly, because, like I said, if we get to the final, face of Faversham or Forest Hill, they will punish you if you make the wrong decisions at the wrong time. So listen, we need to learn. And as I said, the VO's there for a reason, so that'll be out tonight. So let the players have a look at it, and like I said, just try and assess where we could do a little bit better. Because as I said, we had a system that was working, and it doesn't really need to change per se. We don't need to go back to the drawing board, but it's just, as I said, just about assessing really the sort of game it is, and just realizing that early and just applying yourself. Because in this league, like we discussed before, you do need to turn up. We're not, safe to say, but we're not that good where we can just sort of coast through games and just win games. We have to be at our level. We have to be that aggression. I say the volume stroke 10. You need to be on that mark, every game, because teams in this league can turn you over. Team Elmstead next week, similar game. I expect exactly the same sort of game. Low block, mid block, sorry, and we've got to try and play to our football, play to our strengths. Otherwise, it's going to be another gritty game.
Okay. Well, on to Tuesday anyway.
Yes. Something to look forward to. Thanks. Another massive attendance. Apologies we couldn't, make the win, but hopefully we're better on Tuesday. Well, it has to be. There's no other option.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Geoff.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thanks.